This building divides opinion. A lot of people don't like it, but there are a lot of people who love it.
It will be a show of images with many curiosities about the building and also curiosities of the region, and I will tell you several here. One of them is that an agreement between Brazil and Germany almost ended with the construction of a nuclear power plant in Peruíbe. And I'm not talking about the thermoelectric plant.
There is also the Serra dos Itatins and its legends, and I went there in the middle of the clouds to show you. And I even almost crashed my drone to show you these images.
And I'm going to tell you the things that no one tells you about Peruíbe and show you the images that no one shows you. Curiosities you don't know yet.
So come with me and watch until the end. Here in Peruíbe, the most famous building is the Round Building. But Round Building is not its real name. People call it Round Building because of its shape, which is very different, by the way. The Round Building is in the downtown neighborhood. In fact, there are two buildings. The Serra dos Itatins building, and Prainha do Canto. And here is the view of the beach that you get from them. And there are numerous curiosities about the Round Building. And it's the only building on the edge of the beach.
Do you know why?
It has 15 floors. And because it's so tall, here in the city there's a law that says you can't build buildings on this axis from the main avenue to here. You can't build buildings. Because it was realized, when they built this building, that it makes a big shadow in the sand.
The Serra dos Itatins building was scheduled for delivery in December 1973.
While the Prainha do Canto would be delivered in September of the following year.
This building has a very interesting history. It was designed in the 70s. So when the president of Brazil at the time signed a commitment with Germany for the construction of a nuclear power plant here in the city of Peruíbe. So they built the building with the intention of housing the workers who would come here. However, the local population, in order to maintain the environmental preservation of the city, made many protests at the time, so it was given up to build the plant here, and it was built in Angra 2 race, which is Angra 3.
And by the way, it's an unfinished plant. This agreement between Brazil and Germany was signed in 1975 by then-President Ernesto Geisel, and the plant was expected to be installed in the region of Praia do Arpoador,
according to the website of the city of Peruíbe. And that's the city's famous river, Rio Preto. And this course here is not its original course, because he used to pass under the Round Building.
The sign of urbanization became even more evident when the Rio Preto, which used to pass where it is built, was diverted to the place where it is today.
And this round shape is no accident.
There is a structural and commercial reason behind it.
A lot of people think he's curved just for the sake of it, but he has a few reasons why he's like that. The first reason is that all the apartments should have a view of the sea. And the second reason is not so noble, but it's a very important reason, is that the wind that comes from the sea, the wind that comes from the beach, it causes a very great structural pressure. So if you have a straight building, the wind coming through here, it's going to press a lot and the structure would have to be a lot stronger. When it makes this curve, the structure becomes solid. So, because of that, you don't need to have the structure, the pillars, and the foundations so tight because it's curved.
And despite being the most well-known building in Peruíbe, it is not the oldest.
Let's look at some old photos. Notice that there is almost nothing in this picture, but a building. Look at the Ambrosio Baldwin Square and now a photo from when it was being built. In this photo we have the delimitation of the square, the place where the round building would be built. Now, notice this mark here. Wasn't it a branch of the Rio Preto River that passed under the building?
But anyway, here we can see the first building in Peruíbe.
It's still there today, and it's close to the square and the round building. And its name is Peruíbe Building. Let's go now to Serra dos Itatins.
Is it just me who notices this part without vegetation?
If you notice, leave it in the comments so I know. So I took my drone and went there, because I'm curious.
And I know you are too. So just above water treatment plant, on the Guaral Road, there's this part that we're curious to see. That part is a big rock and it's a big cliff too, so no one has ever come here. Just with the drone to show you that. And I arrived at such a high part of the hill that I was already in the clouds.
Let me show you that part without vegetation. Now going down. I'm going to dive with the drone. Look at that image. If this image has quenched your curiosity, subscribe to our channel. And there's more curiosity to show you here in this area.
The Guaral Road is right down here, and it gives access to the other side of the mountain.
And at a certain point you can access Prainha beach.
And if you manage to get to the rocks of the beach, you will be able to see a castle. Peruíbe is one of the cities that gathers the most ufologists, and many of them say that this castle is the scene of extraterrestrial apparitions.
And it belonged to a German who was a Nazi, who called it the Mansion of Solitude. These scenes you're seeing are from a video I made just talking about the castle. I'll leave the card here for you to access later.
And here in Peruíbe is the famous black mud, which according to studies, has the same property as the mud found in the Dead Sea.
Early reports reveal that Jesuits arrived here to find some Indians covering hatches with black clay. Thus, they used to protect themselves from various diseases, acquired strength for the bones and fiber for the muscles.
This is the area where we do the consultations, applications and treatments of phangotherapy, which is the use of black mud for the purpose of treatment. The most common applications and the reasons that people seek the most in our treatment here are skin afflictions and joint afflictions, especially rheumatism and arthrosis and arthritis.
And did you know that Brazilian judoka Mariana Silva was born in Peruíbe? She won a silver medal at the 2011 Pan American Championships in Guadalajara and bronze at the 2010 edition in San Salvador, and also won a bronze medal at the 2009 World Junior Championships in Paris. And in Peruíbe, one of the oldest churches in Brazil, or what's left of it.
The stairs of the church, the original. There are 7 steps that symbolize the 7 deadly sins of the church.
It was built in the second half of the 16th century in order to catechize the Tupis Indians who lived in the region.
The tour is guided and there is a lot of history behind this construction. Yabera Bebe is a name that was given by the Indians to Father Leonardo Nunes, which means flying priest.
And the reason I tell you in this video that is appearing on the card. And just 35 kilometers from Peruíbe, one of the most dangerous places in the world, Snake Island.
A place that is forbidden to enter without proper authorization. And me and my friends went there. Of course we didn't enter to the island, but we showed everything with the drone.
I got close to this place that is habitat for thousands of species of the Jararaca eel yoa.
The place is simply stunning and I even found the old lighthouse of the island. This place is also known to have many legends, such as pirate treasures buried here.
These legends, stories and the complete footage I'll leave for you to watch on this card here. Of course, Peruíbe has a lot more to visit and it's close to São Paulo. If you know of any other curiosity that I didn't comment on in the video, leave it in the comments.
If I were you, I'd watch these videos here too.